Rosina Bignell here. Welcome to session 2 in this video series about how to get your Build Redirects account set up right and some of the tricks of the trade to keep in mind as you start using Build Redirects. So far in session 1, we've talked about setting up your account and making tags. In this session, we're going to talk about setting up your domains. If you don't know what that means, don't worry. That's why we're here. So the next thing you want to look at is domains in your menu. And when you click on domains, you'll go to a screen like this. When you first have your account, if you've just opened it up or if you haven't used domains at all, you'll just see this first or one like this first domain here. As you add more domains to your account, they'll add more here, obviously. So your first domain will be something like, mine says Rosina's Help, but it'll be whatever you chose for your domain, .gobrlink.com. I never use this domain, but you can if you want to. I suggest you add at least one domain of your own, one that you are using to build your own brand. People are more likely to follow a link and trust the information on the page when they see the domain name actually means something and isn't just some random string of letters. And in fact, I heard today a comment about the fact that sometimes that you don't know if the gobrlink.com domain will be used by somebody for spamming or something like that might get it blocked. So it's helpful to have your own domain name so you don't have to worry about that being blocked. Plus, you want to build your brand. So the first thing you need to do is to own a domain. I'm not here to tell you how to buy a domain name, but if you want me to do that, leave a comment below and I'll look into creating a video about it. So go buy a domain name. One domain name that I think you should definitely own is your own name. You can see I own Rosina. It doesn't have to be just your name. You might have a common name for which you can't get the domain, or you just might not want to do it. Not everybody does. That's fine. Pick a domain that has your name in it, or just pick one that means something for you. But create a brand. Whatever the domain name is, you'll create a brand around that name. Now that you have a domain name, you'll want to pick a subdomain to use. A subdomain is what you'll put in your domains in Build Redirects. You'll probably want to save the primary domain for your website or your blog or something like that. A subdomain can be something like go.domainname.com or click.domainname.com or really anything you want. But go and click are common ones to use for redirecting to another domain. As you can see, I again like to create subdomains for the product or program that I'm promoting. So I have Tradera and PWA, some of the programs that I'm promoting. If you have the basic level of Build Redirects, you can only have one domain in addition to the one they give you. So then you want to use Go or Click or something like that for your subdomain. If you have the pro level, then you can have an unlimited number of domains. So you can use anything you like. I use the Go and Click ones the most, but I also use others. I like to stick with subdomains that mean something again. This was one of the reasons I upgraded to Pro, so that I could have multiple domains. Now, the next thing we need to do gets a little techie. I'm sorry about that, but that's the way it is. It's just one of those technical things that has to be done. I happen to use GoDaddy as my domain name provider, so I'm going to use them as my example. Most domain name providers should be somewhat similar. But if it gets too confusing, ask your domain name provider for help, and they should be able to help you or even do it for you. Or even tell me what provider you use, and I will try, but no promises, to make a video for that provider. Also, if you have your website developed and hosted by someone, then you may need to ask them to do this for you. We have to tell the world that when they see the subdomain you picked, then it needs to send the request to build redirects. I'm going to use go.rosinasmarketinghelp.com as my subdomain for this, but substitute click or whatever you want to whatever you choose for your domain name and for your subdomain and your domain name for rosinasmarketinghelp.com. So log into your domain name provider. You can see that here is GoDaddy's page when you log in with all your products listed on it. And you'll be able to see some of mine. Down here is rosinasmarketinghelp.com. What we want to do is set up a subdomain in your domain name service, or the DNS. So in GoDaddy, it's pretty easy. You just click on this DNS right here on the line that goes with your primary domain name, and that will take you to a page like this with all of your DNS information. Again, this is very technical, and you don't need to worry about what is here. We'll just be adding to it. Your domain name records will probably not look the same as mine. I have quite a few extra because I use Gmail as my email provider, and then just every domain name or every domain name provider has different defaults that they put in here. So once you find where to edit or go or update the DNS, go to that page and you'll see these things like this. Next, you want to find out how to add a DNS record. Here, I skipped ahead here. On GoDaddy, you click this add button, which is at the bottom of your DNS records. And no matter what the provider is, you select the same type. You're going to select a CNAME. Don't worry about all the other options here. Just select CNAME. When you select a CNAME, it'll ask you for the host. In the host box, you want to put your subdomain name, not the full domain name, just the subdomain. So I'm going to put go here for my host, and then I'm going to tell it where to point to, and the point to is going to be admin.buildredirects.com. And it'll be the same for you. Put admin.buildredirects.com. The last thing is this TTL, or time to live. You can leave it at 1 hour. You don't need to change the TTL at all. It should be set up fine. And then click on the save. When you do, you'll see it's added. Oh, it didn't add it quite right. So let me go in here and fix that. The CNAME, go. It should say admin.buildredirects.com, not just admin. Probably that changed because I didn't type it all in. I relied on my defaults that came up. Buildredirects.com. Okay, there we go. And then save it, and now it's correct. A CNAME, the subdomain name is go, and where it points to is admin.buildredirects.com. And this 1 hour is the time to live, and just leave it at that. Always be sure to leave it at that. That's it. Now you're all done at the domain name provider. So you can just close that out and go back to Build Redirects. So we're back on the domains page of Build Redirects, and now we want to add it to the domains that we have in Build Redirects. So you're going to click on New Domain, and that will take you to here, and it will say, so now you will type in the full subdomain, the subdomain name dot yourdomainname.com. So for me, I'm going to type go.rosinasmarketinghelp.com. Make sure that it is set to active. Give it some tags if you want to. I like to use the domain name, but I'm not sure I have a tag for this one. So I think I have rb.com. It's rosinabignall.com. If it were a Rosina Bignall subdomain name, I would choose that. I don't think I have one for Rosina's Marketing Help, so I'll leave that alone today. And then click Create Domain. It may take a couple of minutes for it to finish creating the domain. It has to verify it and make sure that, and confirm or confirm it. The status the status should be set to confirmed. If it doesn't work right away, that's okay. Sometimes it takes a little while for the DNS to propagate. It has to be forwarded to all over the place. So GoDaddy is usually very fast, but some domain providers can be slower. But so if it doesn't work right away, if it won't confirm right away, then just try it again in a little while. Once you've created it and it's been confirmed, the status is active, and then it will put any links that you're using down here, any links that have this as their domain name. Obviously, you've just created it, so you're not going to have any, and neither do I. So now you're ready to use this subdomain when you create links. We're going to leave that for another session. So there you go for now. You can now set up your domains. I suggest you review this video and pause it to complete each step. If you haven't signed up for Build Redirects yet, there's a link below to help you get signed up. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Then move on to session 3 in this video series where we'll learn about offers. See you there.